Aussies, man, what happened? That was pretty disappointing to see. From 1 week beating the Kiwi side to now losing the next week as well. So that there tells me that we got a bit too complacent and a bit too, I guess, well, to be fair, just did not take the Kiwi side any, I guess, harder than we should have. I think we took them too lightly. And yet again, it just proves that, the Kangaroos side may need a bit of a shake-up and it may need a bit of a change in direction, I feel like. And because I feel like what we saw with the team just recently when it came out, that there were some key players missing that probably shouldn't have been missing and been left out. And there's other parts where I feel like the team just couldn't be the same as what it was like last week too. I know we won last week against the Kiwis in Melbourne, but the team itself doesn't stay the same that long, I don't feel like, in that particular way. But yeah, Kiwis 30, Australia 0. Very disappointing. I've got respect for both countries, obviously, but I think for Kiwis to win 30-0 especially, it's good effort, great effort, not taking anything away from them. They were a better side and they wanted it more. But with Australia, it's like, you got a class outfit there. You've arguably got more talent than Kiwis in that starting 17, and we still couldn't manage to put a point on. That's pretty disappointing. And I don't know what to really put it down to be honest. I think like I said before, complacency is a big one, but just other than that, it's just like, it's the same team really. But that's why I said before that the changes in the team itself does not stay the same long term, in my opinion, because of what we saw just now, And, I guess Kiwis wanted to prove a point. They wanted to bounce back from last week, but it's a grand final, Whoever wins the whole Pacific Championships, and Kiwis obviously wanted it more, and that game last week for us winning did not mean anything now. So, what a shame. What a real shame for Australia. It's a real letdown, honestly. But let's get into what happened during the game. So, to open up the game, Ronaldo Mulitalo, as always, scores a try. There's not a game where he doesn't score a try anymore. He goes in the 14th minute in the corner, down to, I guess, Dylan Edwards' defence again. See, I like Dylan Edwards, and I defended him a few times in the past, but look, good fullback, and great fullback, I should say, but not a winger. That spot there has been, wasted, I feel like. I think the hammer should be there instead, or there's better options out there you could put on the wing instead, but definitely, definitely Edwards is not a winger. I don't know why Mao persisted with that idea. Like, even last week, he got to be exposed on the wing too, so it's like, I don't know what Mao's thinking there. It's a real confusing one, that one. But then not long, or a few minutes after, just before half-time, in the 34th minute, Jamal Asako goes in, and look, Mulitalo and Asako carved us up. They carved us up on both edges. Our edge defence was appalling and abysmal, so pretty disappointing to, I guess, let tries like that easily in the corner happen. So it became 12-0 at that point, and then that was half time. And I was thinking to myself, well, if Australia don't score first in the second half, I think we're in for a bit of trouble, I feel like, because we need to start the second half really well. We didn't. Here we still backed up their momentum from the first half into the second half and just exposed us as the game went on. In the 47th minute, Osaka goes in again. Then in the 60th minute, Matthew Timoko goes in. And when Timoko scored that try in the corner, when he just got through everyone, I knew that was game over at 20-0. 20-0 to come, then 22-0. Yep, I knew it was over at that point. I couldn't see Australia coming back with 20 minutes to go. I just think at that point when Timoko scored, I knew it was over, because I just don't see the fight or the effort that is required from the Kangaroos team to show in that last 20, which it didn't. So it's a real shame. And then to end the game, a very unexpected try scorer scored for the Kiwis in Griffin Neame. And good on him, because he's a good young kid and I think there's a big future for him. But it's a very easy try, and especially the 4-pack that we've got. Letting Griffin Neame slide in like that with about 9 minutes to go, it's, pretty poor. And that's just what our game revolved around today, poorness and just disappointing in general, really, our players and everything. So, you know, I think Mal Meninga's job's not safe. I know people are going to say, oh, Mal's not the issue here. The players should have been more accountable for today's result. And I agree to an extent, but I think when the coach is selecting players in the wrong positions, like Edwards on the wing, for example, yet again for another week in a row, dropping Jake Trbojevic, which was the big one for me. I don't understand why you drop Jake, especially in a grand final game, because Jake is someone that doesn't miss any tackles, and he's literally the most consistent, well, one of the most consistent forwards in the game. You know, you don't get many forwards like Jake that don't miss any tackles or don't play a full 80 minutes like he does. And I know for the Kangaroos he doesn't play the full 80, I don't think, but he's got a big motor in him, and I think that's where Mal really, you know, sort of stuffed up there in not selecting him, I feel like. And yeah, losing Cameron Murray was huge. I know that was a huge one too. So that didn't help. But there's definitely things that Mal could have done to prevent this result from happening, I feel like. But what's done's done, and we can't do anything about it. But yeah, unfortunately, Munster and Grant were disappointing too. Munster was too focused on getting into niggle and didn't really complement DCE all too well. And I mean, Ches tried, and you know, Ches is always giving 100%, but Munster was, you know, from like, compared to last week, he was disappointing today, which was a shame. Grant just, I don't know, he was good last week, but just faded out the next week, which was today. So I don't know where to next for the Kangaroos. It's a real question mark for me, but yeah, this performance is not tolerated for an Australian team, no way. But that's my quick review on the game. Disappointing by the Kangaroos to lose like that. Kiwis, good on yous, too good, and they deserve the championship, Pacific Championship title for this year. But the Kangaroos, for losing 30-0, I don't know when the last time it was that we conceded 0, but that's just shocking. It's absolutely shocking. But, you know, what can you do? But I hope you all enjoy the review. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. But honestly, Australia, pathetic.